Hello, everybody. Welcome to Economics. We are back after a little hiatus. We took a week off because nothing happened. So
Well,
we decided to just take the week off. Work stuff was going crazy and just couldn't find a time to record.
yeah, I mean,
And really nothing else happened. So there really
yeah,
wasn't a reason
I
to talk
had
about it.
nothing,
Yeah.
when I messaged you, and at the same time, we did drop Bobby did a fantastic job with our first D&D session.
Yes, well, the second one's out today as well.
There's a second part?
There's 3 parts. Part 2 is out today, chapter 0.
Oh, I had no idea. I didn't see it drop yet.
He posted it inside the chat during their multitudes of calling each other.
Oh, it hasn't come out to the public yet?
I think so.
I'll look.
You're
Anyway,
in charge of these things. Why are you asking me?
I'm not. Bobby does it.
I know, but you have the Podbean, so I don't know. You control the Podbean.
I control the Podbean. No, I don't. I mean, Bobby has. Oh yeah, it did drop today.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. That's awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
I did listen to the first part. I recommend it. We didn't do a show last week because that dropped, and I felt like it was fair to give the week to that show. I think Bobby did a great job. The music was great. I think he's come a long way from editing these things. His comment, his whole thing about him having to drive around town looking for an SD card, especially with the music playing, it was just awesome. It was really funny. It made it sound like a really depressing like indie movie. And then I had to drive around to all these places for an SD card and you hear sad music in the background. It was so good. If you listen to it, good for that part. But I mean, all kidding aside.
The best part is I haven't listened to all of it yet because I don't listen to podcasts, even though I do one. Did he play any of us talking about him driving around in the show? Well,
no. I mean, there's no reason.
There's some good stuff from when we were back at the place. Oh, because he couldn't record it. Well, John was recording, but
yeah.
Us talking about him searching for an SD card in Enfield.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was really well done. It's more about us playing the game. It's a good refresher too, so I'm excited to listen to this one, getting prepped for our next session in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bobby, great job. Please listen to it. It's just audio form on our Podbean feed. You can't find it on our YouTube and Facebook as well.
Yeah.
And as of yesterday, it has been officially been announced by our friend Scott Pellin. East of the River Comic Book Collectible Show is coming back to the American Legion October 30th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Early bird is at 9 a.m. And it's at the American Legion, which is 566 Enfield Street, Connecticut. So please come on down. It's gonna be a great show.
If you mention the podcast, you get in for $1 after 10 a.m.
Yeah, and you're working the door, so
I am working the door.
Yeah, I like that. So it should be a good show. I got my hands on some really classic toys, which I will be having at Andrew's show, which is like the beginning of October.
Yes.
And whatever I don't sell, I will have at Scott's show. So we got 2 shows in October, a Manchester show in the beginning, and we close it off with Scott's show.
Yes.
It's gonna be a fun month.
Yes, day before Halloween.
Yes.
Scott show. Because Halloween's on a Monday. Oh, how the calendar makes the jokes.
Well, they should just change and not make Halloween the 31st and just make Halloween the last Friday or the last Saturday of the month. I mean, kids will enjoy it more,
I think kids will enjoy it even whatever day of the week it's on.
Mondays suck. Who wants to go trick-or-treating on a Monday?
I'm pretty sure you went trick-or-treating on a Monday at least 2 or 3 times in your life.
I did, and it sucked.
And I think it was fine. I don't think you cared. I don't think you were like, oh man, it's a Monday. I got a case of the Mondays. They're gonna go trick-or-treating.
Yeah, I did.
You're just happy to get free candy. You didn't care.
I hated it. I hated Monday, Halloween days. You feel it's like a.
Do you go dressed as Garfield?
Yeah, I did. I went as Garfield.
I just like Mondays.
I don't like Mondays.
This is my Monday Halloween
Give
costume.
me candy. I'm a
Oh.
scat sack. Yeah, that's what I did. I was Monday. I was Garfield
I
every
say
year.
you need to dress up as Garfield this year and hand out candy dressed as Garfield and complain about Mondays the whole
Ooh.
time.
Oh, yeah.
And
And
have
then the kid.
dress up one of your cats as Odie because it's a dog.
Yeah.
So there's, and then you can have Allison dress up as John. You have a whole
I'm
family
kind of
costume.
John. I'm kind of shocked, to be honest with you.
Didn't John get married in the comic sooner or later?
He had a crush on the vet.
I thought he had a wife towards the end of it.
He dated the girl, the vet.
Okay. I don't
They might
remember.
have got
I wasn't
married.
that big of
I
a
don't know.
Garfield guy.
I love Garfield, but
I
anyway,
just knew it was like the only comic in the library at school, most places. So
When the kid-
that's the reason why I read it.
when the kid comes up to me and I'm dressed as Garfield, I'll say this: Mondays, am I right?
The kid would be like, just give me candy.
The kid would be like, what?
Just give me candy.
Mondays?
The parents would be like, exactly.
Yeah, they'll get it. They'll get it. Then I'll give them all the sugar so they don't go to bed. Yeah.
I just want, like, now I kind of need to like see a picture of you in a huge cat costume.
I think I should do it, my
I
friend.
think you should.
I
You
think
should wear it to the show on Sunday. Scott's show.
maybe if I get this Garfield costume.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
Garfield.
I'm looking up one right now.
A Garfield T-shirt. A Garfield.
No. You need the whole thing.
I don't think they sell Garfield costumes for adults.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
I'm sure they don't, Mark. All right, let's not I'm looking it up.
I got it for you right here.
Garfield. You got
Here
it?
we go. Here we go. I got it for you.
If you show this, oh god, it's not show too much. It takes forever to render this file when you share the screen for some reason. Let's see it.
There you go. $50.
Oh my god. How embarrassing.
This needs to happen. You
Oh,
mentioned it on the show.
oh.
You wearing that when you're handing out candy.
Mondays, am I right, kids?
And actually, you could wear it on the show because we record probably that Monday. We could record Halloween. You could dress up and wear your costume on the show.
What do you wait? Are you gonna dress up for Halloween?
No, we don't do Halloween up here.
Yeah, but for the show.
As long as we've lived here, we've never had a trick or treater. I've been the only trick or treater at our house.
I'm saying for the show, will you dress up?
I can.
You should dress up as Odie. Or Normal. Normal. You're Normal, and I'll be
Normal. Isn't Normal the derpy dog?
No, Normal is like a fun cat, I think, and Garfield. Like really happy.
I've gone on the Garfield. I'll dress up as Bill Murray from the Garfield movie.
Ooh, is Normal the teddy bear? Normal might be the teddy bear.
I don't know what's
the
going
Garfield
on. I don't know anything about Garfield.
All right. Well, let's move on to news, shall we? Or let's move
Please
on
do.
to our weeks. I got something to talk about. Let's don't look up Normal. Are you looking?
Normal was a cat.
Oh, okay.
He's a gray. I think it was the female cat. Yeah, it was the female cat to Garfield's Garfield.
All right. I wasn't sure if that was a teddy bear's name or not.
No.
That could have just been a teddy bear. I don't know.
Yeah. You have Allison dress up as Normal.
There we go.
There you go.
Let's scare the crap out of our cats. Because they're
Yeah.
why are there giant cats in here?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
So Mark.
Brian.
Okay, so the Sandman dropped. I started reading volume 1. Holy cow, it's so good. I'm about the middle of volume 1. I just read the chapter with John Constantine in it, which was so good. I just can't believe it's taken me this long to jump into the series. I didn't realize that Keith does the artwork for the Max, and I love his artwork. So like this is like, I was like plus for me.
Yeah.
But man, it is so freaking good. It just sucks. It just been too much going on to really. I'm hoping to finish volume 1 this week, and then I got to pick up volume 2 for Max. But love it. I will get to the show after I finish. I'm excited to see what they do, but I'm really enjoying the graphic novel, and it's right up my alley because I could see where the inspiration for the Max was the whole dream worlds and stuff.
Yeah.
Even Twin Peaks. It just kind of checks all the dots for me of things I like in storytelling. And the Sandman really, I'm like, how did it take me this long? I bought volume 1 years ago on vacation. It just sat in my room. And so now I cracked it open. It's awesome. So
it's made me tempted since watching the show. It's on my list of books to read.
I would recommend it.
I haven't got around to it. I'm rereading Paper Girls now, so.
Yeah, Paper Girls, I haven't even gone past episode 4. I don't know why. I
know why. You're terrible at watching shows. That's why.
I liked it, but it just, I don't know. I will get back to it eventually. And obviously we'll talk about She-Hulk later on. I did watch that.
House of the Dragon.
I did not watch that.
Oh my God.
You did.
Jeez Louise.
You can definitely talk about that. I'm trying to think of anything else of note. It's been one of those weeks, I guess. I don't. Do you know about the streaming service Freevee?
Yes,
Amazon
it's
put
the thing that took over IMDb.
Okay, Amazon owns it.
Yes.
And it's kind of nice because on Amazon Prime they give you everything, and sometimes you got to pay for it. And this, what's free? Everything's free.
Yes, everything's free. It's an IMDb streaming service. Yeah.
So I'm a huge Gregory Garcia fan. He did My Name is Earl, Raising Hope. He's done, I just love his shows. I love his sensibility. I love his storytelling. He has a new show, Sprung, which comes out every Friday on Freevee.
Okay, is that what that is? I saw that on the Amazon.
He's got Martha Plimpton comes back from Raising Hope.
Nice.
And Garrett Dillahunt comes back from Raising Hope. The
parents.
Those are the parents from Raising Hope. Yeah. The show is fantastic. I've already watched the first 2 episodes. I'm already excited for the 3rd this Friday.
Nice.
It basically takes place during the beginning of COVID. These prisoners who are non-violent prisoners are just let go because they got to save money, and they're being let into the world, and they don't know what COVID is. They don't know what's going on because you can't watch the news in prison. So they're like clueless. And
which isn't correct, but that's fine.
But I don't think you can watch the news in prison.
If it was something like that, they would put the news on for them. They would put it out and let them know what's going on. They wouldn't just not tell them.
No, they know that COVID's happening, but they know, like, they're just learning about how there's stay in place order, all that stuff.
Got it.
Antics ensue. It's a comedy,
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it. I look forward to every week now, but I just love his shows. And if I don't like, The Guest Book was probably his most underrated show, which was on TBS for like 2 seasons.
Oh yeah, I kind of remember that show.
So freaking good. Like after I watched My Name is Earl, I rewatched that. I rewatched Raising Hope, which I loved. The Guest Book was phenomenal. I love
Raising Hope used to be on like Ion, like all the time.
What did?
Raising Hope? It was like on Ion or CW.
It was a Fox show.
I know, but it was reruns of it around like CW or something like all the time. I remember.
I don't know, but like on
I used to
Hulu,
watch it. It was on during the day, and like I used to watch it at work. You would just put it on in the background.
yeah,
It was on
Hulu.
before something that I wanted to watch.
Oh,
But it was funny.
yeah, I like Raising Hope, and then
Yeah, it was a good show.
but definitely
Quirky.
recommend. Yeah, that's why I like his shows. But
Yeah.
definitely check out Sprung. It's on Freevee. It's free.
There you go.
But beyond that, we'll talk about She-Hulk later. Mark, you watch House of the Dragons. I did not. I think it's worth talking about that now.
Well, I did. I watch other things besides that. So
Yeah, I know, but
can I talk about what I watched this week, or do you just want to skip over everything I did?
no, I'm just saying, please bring up House of Dragons as well. You jerk.
I actually it's been a busy week for me. Well, like not busy, but just a lot of time on my hands to kill. So I've been catching up on shows and watching things. I finished rewatching the MASH, all 11 seasons.
Oh my god.
Finished that. Just started rewatching Cheers.
Yeah, I did my rewatch of that a couple years ago.
Yeah, I kind of just started. I was like after MASH, I was like, I want to do another old show that I used to love. What show? So I said, I'll watch Cheers.
I love it. I got Allison hooked in Cheers. She never saw Cheers before.
Oh, it's so good.
It is. It's amazing.
So good.
I think the show picks up. I mean, for me, I grew up in the Woody years when Woody was on the show, and I kind of got into it when Coach was kind of fading out, like when
he passed away.
He passed away, and he just disappeared.
Yeah.
But that's what happened. He passed away. He wasn't on the show, and they just said he went on to go visit his family. So, but I don't know. Like for me, the Sam and Diane dynamic is just magical. You know?
Oh yeah. But even just the MASH, it's like such a good show. It's like you don't really think about it because it's always been on. As long as we've been alive, it's been on. Like in reruns, so you don't ever really think about it. But it's like it's so well done, so well shot. It was very good. So it reminded me of how good that show was. But Claire and I started watching The Bear on Hulu.
I heard good things.
Very good show. I would suggest it.
What's it about?
It's about the kid from Shameless. I don't know his name, but he's one of the kids from Shameless. He is a like up and coming chef in the chef world.
Mm-hmm.
And his brother owns a sandwich shop in Chicago, who ends up being John Bernthal. Which he pops up in like the third or fourth episode, but he ends up having an issue with things and addiction and stuff such, and ends up dying. So he has to come back to take over the family business, kind of, and it's all that stuff. Abby Elliott's in it, and she's amazing.
Oh wow, I haven't seen her in a while.
I know. Yeah. There's another guy that plays his cousin. Oliver Platt's in it. He plays his uncle. He's amazing. It's like I don't know how they got this cast together. It's like people that you like thought like, where these people been? Oh my gosh, how are they not been doing things?
Yeah.
But the guy who plays his cousin was also in The Dropout on Hulu. It was a show about the Theranos, the girl that did the blood testing machines that like tricked everybody with like the machines weren't really working. That's another good show actually to check out. Claire and I started watching it because as I said, she's huge into the cooking. She went from when she went to school for it. So
is this a documentary or is this
no, it's a full drama. It's a show. Scripted drama. Yeah.
It takes place in the kitchen.
It takes place in a sandwich shop in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
It's like a family drama.
Right.
Kind of thing.
I heard good things.
Really good. It's excellent. And it's got cooking stuff in it, but it's not like a cooking show. It just so happens that it's in a restaurant.
Right. Well, I mean, that's where the best drama is. I mean, being in the food industry for 10 years.
Yeah.
There's a lot of drama behind this.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like all about like this new, like there's a new sous chef that comes in and working with the older people that are in the kitchen that have had a system and changing the system and that kind of thing. So there's a whole
Oh
bunch of
yeah.
that kind of stuff. You would love it. It's all like I said to Claire, I'm like, Brian would love this show.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
You're not the first person I've heard that say that's a great show.
Yeah. No, it's really good.
Awesome.
So start watching that, and then what was the other thing? So you got me. I forgot everything I was going to talk about because
Sorry.
that's okay. Things happen. Yeah. So watch that, and then what there? I guess I'm watching.
Game of Thrones?
Oh yes, yeah. Thank you.
Was that it? That was it?
There might have been something else, but I can't remember what it is now. It'll pop up in my head sooner or later. But yeah, no, we did watch. Claire and I watched House of the Dragon on Sunday.
It got massive, like one of the highest rated premiere episodes in HBO history.
Yeah.
So I mean, people still want to watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I mean, it was good.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first episode.
Yeah, that was my thing. I was like, it's the first episode. A lot of world building, a lot of story setting up.
I've heard really good things about it. I mean,
it was. I'm not saying it was terrible. It was just, I mean, I'll say it. The only thing that's got me to even watch it was Matt Smith. If he wasn't in it, I really wouldn't have probably cared. But
yeah,
I mean, there's dragons.
Yeah.
But besides that, there's nothing really holding me into this show at this point.
Well, are you going to continue watching it?
And we're going to. But it's like Claire and I both like said to it afterward. It's like, yeah, this is just. It's like I don't know. My thing with it was I feel like they just pulled out the greatest hits of Game of Thrones and just threw it into this episode to kind of remember this stuff? Like, remember these things? Remember these names?
This is based on the book. So this is not just.
But I'm not into the books. That's why, to me, it doesn't matter. I was just into the show.
Yeah.
But it's like they did it was all at the very beginning of the show, which I thought was kind of hilarious, and Claire didn't catch it, but I caught it. They have a little thing on the screen, this takes place 127 years before the ending of.
I think it's 300 years. On the book, it says 300 years.
Well, this is 172 years before the events of Game of Thrones. And they make sure to say before 172 years before,
and that
stays lit up, and then they say Daenerys Targaryen, and that stays lit up. It's trying to tell people she's not going to show up in this show. Don't expect this to be Game of Thrones. It's they really hit hard on it at the very beginning.
Wow.
But it was good. It was good. A lot of talking.
That's
a lot more talking than Game of Thrones, though. A lot more and there was just I don't know. It seemed like there was a lot of extra stuff in it to kind of just and they even watched the after the episode things that they have now on HBO, or at least on HBO Max, because we watched on HBO Max. We didn't watch it on HBO. On HBO Max, they put the little blurb things at the end, behind the story kind of things.
Yeah.
So I stayed and watched that. And even the director and whoever, there was the one that they had talking about was yeah, we threw in these things just to kind of make people be yeah, this is Game of Thrones. They threw in gratuitous sex scenes just because it's Game of Thrones. You need to have a whorehouse in there. And then they had the jousting tournament, which was pretty cool. But just a more violent Heath Ledger movie.
Well, there was a jousting scene in the pilot episode of Game of Thrones.
Yeah. There was one in this one as well.
Yeah. I mean, the first episode of Game of Thrones, it captivated me, but the ending is what was a shocker. And that made me want to watch the next.
Yeah, this was not. It was just basically everything that happens in the trailer happens in this episode.
Yeah.
It's the daughter gets named that
Don't
aired.
tell me. I've seen it.
Everyone knows. Everyone's seen the trailers and knows.
But I haven't. I'm gonna watch it.
You're not gonna watch it for 3 years. You'll forget about it by then.
I really want to watch it. I just got to get Allison on board. Like I said to her, I go, "Do you want to watch the new Game of Thrones tonight?" And her response was, "I don't know if I can deal with that disappointment again."
It's not disappointing. It's very graphic. There's a scene in it that's very traumatic.
She's having buyer's remorse after that final season, which a lot of people are going.
But it's not the same show. So that's the difference. It's not the same people doing
same IP. I know, but
I'm just saying that's the thing I would throw to her as. I was excited for it. I was excited to see the dragons, and you don't really get as much dragon as you want. But my thing with it is I'm just kind of and I don't like, because I don't know the story. I'll throw it out there. I don't know the book. I don't know what the story is or anything. I just know from watching the Game of Thrones show that the story was more spread out in Game of Thrones, like covered multiple families stories at once.
This is really kind of
this is all just going to be this one family story.
That's nice, honestly.
And I don't know if that's like enough to keep me involved.
Well, to me, that's nice. Less characters, the better.
I know, but I don't know. It seems like I don't know. I'm already not a fan of a couple of the characters, which I think are going to be pivotal characters to the show, which isn't good.
Well, you're only one episode in.
I know. I'm just saying. I just hope they just like flesh them out more or do something with them to make them better.
It's Game of Thrones.
Second episodes.
I'm sure.
So
sure. Also, you and me both got into Game of Thrones way after seasons had passed. So we had the luxury of watching the first season in like a week.
Yeah.
So you grow attached to those characters very quickly. Now we're starting fresh week to week. This is a much different story.
I will admit that too, and I said that to Claire. I said it to Claire after we were watching The Bear, like nightly. We're watching an episode, and I said to her that I definitely have turned the corner, and now I'm a binger. Kills me to watch shows week to week. It's painful.
Sometimes it can be.
No, it's just in general. It's like I just want the whole show. I don't want to wait around to sit for weeks to watch a show.
I think
you're gonna put a show out. Just give me the show. I don't need your week to week bullshit.
I like week to week.
2022. It's gonna be 2023 in a couple months. We don't need this week to week bullshit.
Well, it's here to stay, Mark.
Just give me a show like She-Hulk. Give me more than one episode.
Well, that's a different story. They could have gave us 2, I think.
Yes. There's your transition.
I like week to week for some stuff, and when it's something that I'm excited for, sometimes we'll wait for it to end and then watch it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, and take our time watching.
Well, it's like The Bear. We waited, like I knew it was out, and I waited until I knew it was basically out all the way before I brought up to Claire about, hey, maybe we should watch the show. So that's my new plan now, is just to wait for shows. And then just watch them afterwards.
We caught up with What We Do in the Shadows. We watched season 2, 3. We caught up with 4, and now we're waiting week to week, and we hate it.
Yes.
We hate it. We're
so
like,
good.
I just want to watch the rest.
And it's so good.
Yeah, this season is definitely a rebound. Season 3 was rough. It wasn't.
Season 3, they were fighting for their lives, basically.
It wasn't that funny. It had funny moments, but season 2 by far was the fucking funny.
And they were like season 3.
Season 3
the
had some
pandemic.
problems.
Season 3 was not only the pandemic, it was also during the time they were switching from Fox to Disney. So they had a lot of stuff to deal with that.
No, it had nothing to do with Fox. It was Hulu. Hulu puts it out. It's the same production.
It's FX show.
Yeah, it's FX. Yeah. That had nothing to do with it. It just, the writing was just kind of weak, I thought.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. It wasn't a great season, but this one's rebounding and it's awesome.
Yeah. Like I said, I still love it.
Yeah.
And you could still critique something you still love.
Yes.
I just think overall season 3 just didn't have the gusto season. Season 2 was just on fire. Every episode was hilarious. I mean, nothing will touch Jackie Daytona episode. I'm sorry.
Oh, Jackie Daytona's the best.
Just a regular human bartender.
Yes.
Still
This
one of my
past
favorites.
episode was pretty good.
Which
The hunting, they go hunting.
yes, actually, the hunting episode was really good with the
Yes.
Jersey Devil. Yes, that was really I really enjoyed that episode. And Guillermo comes out as gay, which we knew, but the family was more like you're working for vampires.
Yes.
That was really good.
Yes.
But yeah, this season's been really good. Anyway, I guess I have a bit of news if you're all done, Marcus. So
I think so.
And then we'll go into She-Hulk. Neil Gaiman does state that the Sandman's popularity might not be enough to earn a second season. And it's because of money. Neil Gaiman wrote on Twitter, August 21st, because Sandman is really expensive show. He's responding to someone asking, will there be, how come there season 2 isn't a sure thing? And Neil Gaiman wrote back, because Sandman is a really expensive show, and for Netflix to release the money to let us make another season, we have to perform incredibly well. So yes, we've been the top show in the world for the last 2 weeks. That still may not be enough. And come to find out, also Netflix looks at movies and shows completed watch. So if the overall audience watches and completes the movie, watches and completes the show, that to them is a success. But you can still have a very popular movie or show, but the people drop off in the middle. And then people are like, how come did it get a second season? Well, because it just didn't, people weren't interested to finish it.
Yeah.
So people are saying, if you want Sandman season 2, watch it, finish it. It is still it's still the number 1 show on Netflix for the last couple of weeks, which is good. It sounds like it was a really expensive show to produce. So hopefully for the fans, it will. I mean, other than our friend Rocky, it's been favorable among Sandman fans. I've not seen a negative comment from the group. I have a Twin Peaks crossover people that are really into the Sandman who absolutely love this show. I know John liked it, you liked it, and I'm excited to watch season 1 when I finish reading the series. Also, one bit of news, Batman, the Caped Crusader is being cut by HBO Max. Yes, yet again, another thing being cut. It was an upcoming animated series, Batman Caped Crusader. It was going to be produced from Bruce Timm, Matt Reeves, and J.J. Abrams. It was going to be one of 6 animated titles that have been pulled from the HBO Max upcoming slate. It will no longer be produced by the company. So it was going to be seemingly inspiration from Tim's earlier work doing the animated Batman, the animated series. I thought it would have been really cool. So I don't know. They just seem to be cutting things. The one thing they won't cut is the Flash for some reason, but now Ezra Miller is coming out to say he's apologizing and he's going to go into rehab and do things. I don't know what he's going to do. Also, they removed 36 shows removed from the service, as well as over 200 episodes of Sesame Street were taken down, which is very odd.
Yes.
Don't know why you would remove 200 episodes of Sesame Street.
Because they're moving them to the new platform that they're going to establish, which they haven't announced yet. That's my thought.
I don't know. Well, that's a theory, but I mean, HBO Max, I don't know. They could be taking things down to save money.
Yeah, this is like turning into the worst merger we've had in a long time.
Yeah. Instead of making things better, it's making things
They're just
worse.
destroying everything. They're just closing up shop on everything. Like
I
if I
mean,
was like, I hate to say it, but if I was John Oliver, I'd be worried.
I don't think he's worried because that show would get picked up somewhere else.
Well, I know, but it's just like it seems like they're closing up every like original programming they have. Like they're turning TBS back into what it was like the 90s when it was just like reruns of Seinfeld.
Sadly, TBS, I liked the TBS originals they had back like 5 or 6 years ago. I don't know
Yeah.
why they're doing it, but it's to save money.
Yeah.
But maybe in the future it can make a comeback. I'm just afraid.
Well, even just TNT, it's going to be just like it's just going to be just a bunch of reruns and
I
the
know.
NBA.
I hope Discovery. I hope someone buys it from Discovery. To be honest, Mark. Honestly, this would be a weird world, but I don't put anything past anything. And we're speaking. Obviously these are just ideas. We have obviously no idea.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be interesting if Disney would to buy Warner Brothers? Wouldn't that be nuts? It could happen. Can you imagine Marvel and DC under one roof? Crazier things have happened.
I don't think it would ever happen.
You know what?
I think
it would be a smart
idea. I think a more feasible option would be just in the way things are and the way things are set up. I could see Universal buying Warner Brothers or even just the DC part of it.
Well, that's Comcast. Comcast Universal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like my idea of Disney buying it.
Well, because think about it, if
Disney
Universal
has the money
were to buy it, then I mean, I think that the thing that's going to happen next won't happen until something happens where DC gets bought by somebody.
Paramount.
If Universal were to
Warner Brothers
to buy DC or Warner Brothers, I know Disney really wants Marvel in Florida because right now it's in Universal. So it's a very strange situation going on right now down there. Because you have all the Marvel land basically in the Universal Park.
Yeah.
From back when Marvel sold all the rights originally. So you're literally selling Disney products inside Universal Studios.
Yeah, but that's different because they have MCU stuff in Disney, and that's their own property. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect them. It doesn't affect
their
own.
It's a very weird situation, but I could see them closing up that and turning into a DC land if they were to do that.
Well, DC
right now DC is owned by Six Flags.
Six Flags has the rights for the theme parks. So that's totally different. I'm not talking
Six Flags is claiming bankruptcy soon, so who knows what's going on there.
I'm not talking theme parks. I'm just talking streaming services. And I'm saying that Discovery buying Warner Brothers, Time Warner, just seems like a shit show. We'll see how it shakes out in the future, but it would be kind of interesting if Paramount or Universal or Disney came in and we're like, you know what, this is not.
I don't think Disney's gonna want it.
Disney wants everything.
Why would Disney want it? Why would Disney want it?
Money. Why did Disney want Marvel? Why did Disney want Star?
Yeah, but you have a successful business. You're gonna buy the competitor and do what with it? Shut it down? When you already have somebody that's doing that on their own?
Mark, do you know how capitalism works?
No, but I'm just saying, if you have a business,
you buy it and then you make the money.
But if you're Disney and you own Marvel,
yeah,
and you're right now killing it, everywhere. Comic books, movies, TV shows.
And then you can have another thing.
And then you're going to go out and spend money to buy DC.
Time Warner. They bought Time Warner.
They bought Warner Brothers. That's basically what owns DC.
Time Warner.
Yes, but
Warner Brothers. Time Warner owns
Warner Brothers. It's Discovery Warner Brothers. It's not. Time's been gone from the equation.
Yes, but Discovery just got it.
Time Warner is no longer a thing. But DC is owned by Warner Brothers. Is where the connection is right now.
I understand.
And now Discovery owns Warner Brothers, i.e., they own DC. So if you're Disney, you're thinking, let's buy basically at this very moment, a scrap heap of a comics department.
It's not really a scrap heap.
But like the movie stuff, there's no movies, there's no TV shows. They're canceling everything.
Yes, but I'm saying Disney could revigorate it. I mean, look what they did.
Why? If you have like, if they're killing it on their own, Discovery, why would you be as Disney want to purchase the competitor just to like
why not
have it
and make money from it? That's what they all do.
Well, I know, but if it's not making any money right now because they're closing everything.
But it's a money maker. It's a cash cow. I mean,
I don't think it's as big of a cash cow as you think it is.
It has potential to be.
It has potential to be, but it's not right now.
Right now, at this very moment, I mean, they still have big shows. They still have Game of Thrones, one of the biggest shows.
Yeah, it's not DC though.
It's still owned by HBO.
What's owned by Warner Brothers or Discovery.
And what
that's not saying they're going to purchase that part of it. I don't think they would purchase that part of it. If you're saying, so you're saying Disney should have bought Warner Brothers from the beginning.
Time Warner being bought by
It's already just been bought by Discovery. I don't think Discovery is going to then flip it and turn around and sell it to somebody else afterwards.
This is a make-believe situation. I'm saying Disney comes in.
This is turning into like a bigger thing. You started out with just Disney buying DC, and now you're saying Disney buying all of Warner Brothers.
You changed that. I said Disney buying Time Warner. That would encompass everything. They could keep HBO Max. They could keep all this stuff. But then Disney would be an umbrella under Disney. It would be under one roof. And I think Disney would have the money.
They couldn't do that to be a monopoly.
Dude, things are happening all the time like that.
Yeah, but that's what that wouldn't happen.
I don't know, my friend.
Because the grief that Disney got from just buying Fox, I don't think they would have wanted to do that.
Talking about monopolies, I mean, pretty soon Disney will just own everything. I mean,
Universal own a lot, and then
Disney will own everything.
Yeah, and Universal own the other parts. Comcast.
Anyway, let's move on. It was just my thought. It obviously.
I mean, it sucks that DC is being destroyed. Basically, the DC movie franchises and all that's being basically shut down.
We still have Shazam coming out.
You got Shazam and Black Adam, and then you're never going to see another DC movie for years.
No, The Flash is still going to be coming out.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Black Adam, Shazam.
Black Adam's going to come out, and Shazam, and I don't think that's it. I don't think you're going to see any movies after that.
Joker 2 is now in production.
As of right now, it is.
It still is. I mean, that was.
I know, but I mean, Discovery should have movie down that was ready to be released. I don't think they have any worries about killing anything at this point.
This is true. I agree with you there.
I don't think any DC property movies are safe at this point. Like, I don't think The Flash will see the light of a day.
I mean,
I think if anything, it'll get an HBO Max release just to get it out, and then.
As much as I want to agree with you, the rumors are it keeps they love it. Supposedly, they
might love it, but if the stuff that's going on with what's his face keeps happening, I don't see how you can put it out. And he
said he wants to apologize and go to rehab. I don't even know.
He's still committed crimes already. It's not like you can
I know.
I'm sorry, buddy. It's just a mistake.
Mark, money talks. Sadly.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to She-Hulk episode 1, and we'll wrap up.
Speaking of good properties,
show
Marvel.
Yeah. She-Hulk.
Except for Brian, who's sick of them.
No, don't take me out of context. It's not what I said. I said I'm getting a little burnt out on MCU shows. And that's honest.
That's basically you say you're sick of them.
No, that is not. I'm getting a little burnt out on it. I'm not as excited for them as I used to be because
like I said to you, I said
crazy.
in the chat, like I put out in the chat, I think we're suffering from
fatigue.
Well, it's
new fatigue.
Like the fatigue of them like putting out everything they had that was ready to go, and now it's gonna like start spreading out again. So I don't think we were supposed to get all these shows like this in this like time frame.
Well,
originally,
needless to say, I am just saying, I'm just like it has nothing to do with She-Hulk. I did enjoy the first episode.
Yes,
this could have been the first episode of Winter Soldier. This could have been the first episode of Moon Knight. I am just kind of like, okay, we're here again.
Yeah,
like I'm just kind of like, I'm very excited for Wakanda. I enjoy the movies over the shows.
Yes.
The shows I do enjoy. I do watch them. I'll continue watching them. I'm just kind of getting that fatigue from it just being a constant rinse and repeat.
It's a fire hose. It's basically a fire hose.
I'm excited for having a little break from the MCU shows, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And they weren't spread out as much as they could have been.
This is the last one of the year. And I'm kind of excited that I'll just have a nice break. Wakanda Forever will come out and we don't have to think about it until next year.
Yes.
So I'm not saying I hate them. I'm just saying I'm getting fatigued by it.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish, I'm not going to spoil too much here, but I do wish they give us 2 episodes because I felt like this was the origin story. And it would have been nice to get a feel of what
the show is actually going to be about
week to week.
Yes.
Now Wednesday's going to be here tomorrow.
Yes.
So I didn't watch it until Sunday morning.
And there's only 9 episodes.
Only 9. That's a lot.
Well, comparatively to other ones, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot compared to other ones. Yeah.
Like Hawkeye was only 6, and a couple other ones were only like 6 or something, 8. So
yeah,
9's a lot actually.
I think WandaVision might have been close to 9.
Yeah, it might have been an 8 or 9.
Yeah. So I would have liked to get a better taste of what the actual week to week is going to be about. I loved the cast. I love what's her name as She-Hulk /
Oh, she looks just like the comic book character.
Yeah. Now,
it's crazy.
The interesting part, I've learned a lot about She-Hulk prior to watching this, and she was the original fourth wall breaker before Deadpool.
Yes.
And
she's like, her fourth wall breaking is more like, I've heard the great comparison online, looking at reviews. She's more like the Ferris Bueller's Day Off fourth wall breaking. It's more like she's conversating with the like she knows that you're watching, whereas Deadpool's more of a snarky commenter on what's going on.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I like it. Okay, that's a good comparison. But yeah, it was great to see Bruce Banner again. It was great to have a moment, them talking about Tony, seeing the helmet, hearing the Avengers theme was nice.
Yes.
There was a lot of nice touches in this episode. And
well, the thing with this show that I think is, again, for me, hitting on a thing that they're missing out on. There should have been a show or something that dealt with that 5-year span of what happened during the blip.
Well, there were tons of movies about that. We don't.
But they didn't really go into what actually like showing like they talked about it in Endgame a lot, in that, and they showed.
Yeah, Endgame. We got
Steve Rogers at the help group thing and stuff like that. But there was so much stuff that was going on during that time frame that I think we could have, we're now just finally seeing Hulk dealing with the loss of Tony Stark, that kind of stuff. Those are things that I think we could have seen more of. before we got to this point. That's
we
all.
haven't, yeah, we haven't seen Hulk, and it was great. Yeah, it's great to catch up on old friends, I think. So I like that a lot. I thought the
The
CG
ship
really
that they
well.
crashed, the ship that's in the beginning of it, that's from Ragnarok.
What ship? The ship
The ship that causes them to crash the car. That's from the Collector planet. Not the Collector, but the other guy, the Jeff Goldblum's character.
Well, we don't know where that came from. They haven't.
That's from that planet. I did some research on the interwebs.
Well, it's a theory then.
Well, no, because it's a picture from Ragnarok, the film where they hijack the ship.
Yeah.
And it's the same exact design.
Interesting.
And he mentions it in this episode, like, oh, I have to look into that. Like, that's a courier ship.
Yeah, it's a carrier, but we don't know.
Which would have been from that planet, which was kind of like World War Hulk hinting.
Well, Bruce Banner was driving one of those ships.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he would know.
Yeah.
And if they are looking for him.
Yes.
And they found him, but they spooked him.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll have that answered, I'm sure, by the end of the series. I hope.
Yeah, because I think that's going to be something that's going to come up, and I think they're hinting at that might be a story that they might do, which would be amazing because that was a great comic.
Yeah,
then we might get Red Hulk, which would be even more awesome.
We shall see how that's going to pan out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good catch. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yeah.
So I mean, overall, I think the first episode, gave us a good baseline of what to expect. I thought the humor worked. What I was saying to you in the chat, I feel some of the funnier moments work when you're in a theater or watching with other people.
Yes,
I understand what you're saying. By myself,
yeah. It's kind of hard to like just get into the laughter jokes and be like, haha, yeah.
You know what? Best comparison ever. When we saw Road Trip, we laughed our effing ass off in the theater.
Kids will never know.
Scotty doesn't know everything. We were laughing. You watch it at home by yourself, it's a totally different movie.
Well, just like The Hangover.
Yes, just like The Hangover. Totally different movie when you watch it by yourself.
Yes.
So, yes, the humor did work for me. But watching it by myself.
Then again, that's like watching any comedy TV show at home.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the same laughs you're going to get from seeing a comedy in the theater.
Right.
Like when you watch like any comedy movie, Happy Gilmore, Tommy Boy, the comedy is just not as great as it would have been in the theater, I guess.
Yeah. So the whole
it's a weird comparison.
The whole Steven Virgin thing, I guess, was kind of funny. It was good.
It was just like a random joke they threw.
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
It's just like a random thing.
I kind of liked the ending. I like how they didn't shy away from the more adult humor, which was nice, refreshing, I think.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. That kind of gives us a little taste of they're gonna let Deadpool.
I think it was more of just Deadpool. I think it was more to them to be like, this isn't gonna be like a kid-friendly show. It's gonna be more of a adult comedy.
Yeah. Yeah. Exact quirky comedy.
Yeah.
And yeah, what were your thoughts, Mark? I gave you all my thoughts.
I thought it was good. I'm excited to see where it goes. I know we're gonna end up seeing Daredevil sooner or later, which would be amazing.
Yeah, in his yellow helmet.
Yeah, I'm interested to see like if they make the next couple episodes more courtroom driven.
I think so.
Which would be kind of cool. Kind of like a Harvey Birdman kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is what I was kind of hoping for. Like a live action Harvey Birdman. Like where he just does like, it's just comedy Z level villains. That they,
I don't think it's gonna be that quirky.
But I'm saying, but I think like that kind of like, I'd be like a couple episodes with that going on would be awesome.
Yeah.
If she's like having to defend like or prosecute against like random
we know she's gonna have to defend
Abomination, which is basically a Z-level villain. So
yeah. So they're bringing all these characters back, which is kind of
Yeah.
I kind of it's kind of nice to watch something that has a little bit more connective tissue on these shows. Like Moon Knight really was on its own. A lot
Moon Knight was like I said like I've said before in the chat, and I said it before in this. It's kind of like a one shot. It's like a one shot comic. It's just that here's the story we want to put out, so that way this character is now in the universe. So if we ever need to pull him back, we can have him out there. You don't have to know his backstory.
We could be getting season 2 the way it ended, though.
I know, but they're very adamant that there's not. It was a one season, and that's it, kind of thing.
Well,
because I think he's gonna appear in Blade. I think that's his next appearance, because there was a thing at the end, and there was hints at that. So,
well, we learned more about his other.
Yeah. Yes.
What's the word I'm looking for? Identity. Yeah.
Identity.
But anyway. Yeah.
So Brian, before we finish this up, you were saying how you're worried about the fatigue. Well, take your vitamin B, because the fatigue isn't going to end. Because early next year, you have What If.
I don't count that really, but.
And then in spring, you have Secret Invasion.
Yeah, but that's in spring, so that gives me a break.
Echo.
Okay.
And next summer again, Loki. And then fall, Ironheart.
Okay.
And then, which this isn't connected, but also in the fall, you have X-Men 97, which is coming back.
That's animated, so it doesn't matter.
Yes. And then winter is Agatha, Coven of Chaos.
I might skip that. I didn't really care. I don't really care. I don't know if I need to watch a show.
And then all starts again the spring of 2024 with Daredevil. 18 episodes.
See, that's scary. 18 episodes. To me, that sounds daunting.
Yeah.
Doesn't 18 episodes feel like way too much? I mean, it could be so compelling that I won't mind, but don't you feel 18's a lot?
It is. Because Ironheart's getting 6. Loki is undetermined. Echo undetermined.
You know,
the Invasion is only 6. What If is 9? So
6 and 9. I mean, 18 is a lot of episodes. Unless they break up.
I think there's going to be there's something going on with it. There's a reason why it's that long.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited to watch it, but it's just like, wow, that's a big story they're going to be telling.
Yeah. It's literally like 2 seasons of show.
Yeah. I'm amazed they're not going to break it up into 2, like do like a first half.
I think they know what they got. That's the thing with that. I think with Daredevil, they know what they got. They know it's going to be
big,
huge.
Yeah, and really,
let's just go for it. Let's do the thing. We're going to do it. Let's do it.
I think you're right. It seems like a lot, but they probably have a reason for that.
Yeah.
So
they could do the sneaky thing of putting out 2 episodes a week.
They could.
That. Or doing like the Amazon and putting out 3 episodes a week. So you only have 6 weeks. So you get 3 episodes.
They're going to go that far, but I feel like
I'm saying they could do like that kind of situation, like either do 9 weeks of 2 episodes a week, or like something like that, so it's not so daunting of having to wait 18 weeks.
That's a long time.
It's a long time. That's back in the old days. Like MASH was 26 episodes.
Yeah, back then.
And imagine sitting for half a year watching a show.
Yeah, that's why part of me wonders if they'll do the
They're gonna. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what made me lean more towards the 2 episodes a week or 3 episodes a week scenario for that, to get it out.
And what if these are like 40-minute episodes?
Yeah. Well, that's yeah. So
we'll see. We'll see what happens there.
That's gonna be the big one. That's like the big event series, I think.
Yeah. So Mark, She-Hulk episode 1 on the Geekonomics scale of 1 through 10. What do you give it?
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it an 8. It wasn't terrible.
Bingo. That's what
it wasn't great.
I give it an 8. Well, 8 is good.
Good. It's B. It's a B level.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's a good baseline.
Yeah, it's not a
I think-
7.
I think
7's too low for it, but 8's like
yeah.
it's the
I
first
think-
episode. It's a
I
pilot.
feel like it can go. We can go up from here. I was a solid pilot.
I've found recently that I'm waiting until the second or third episode before I start making decisions on shows, because I feel like they're using the first episodes to be like, here's the world. So you're not gonna get a lot of story out of it, but here's what's going on. It seems like that's what they do with the Marvel shows. It's like, here's
They do
your
that with every first episode of every show you've ever watched.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But because I know, like, you have a tendency to be like, oh, I didn't like the first episode. I'm not watching any more of it.
Not really.
You've done that to a couple shows.
I usually get 1 or 2, and if I'm not into it by 2, I'm done.
Yeah.
I can't remember what have I done that with recently.
Recently,
Yeah, I don't remember.
the show you only watched 2 episodes and then gave up on it.
I mean, I would have given.
I know
up
there's
on-
probably like 3 of them that are at the top of my head that I just can't think of right now.
I
but
would have given up on Sweet Tooth.
Yes, you would have.
I would have if it wasn't for the show.
Or the book, you mean?
I love the book,
Yes.
but the
If it wasn't
show
for the book,
I
you wouldn't.
really
Yeah.
did not get into.
Yes.
That would have been a show I would have dropped quick. But I stayed with it. Oh God. I mean, Umbrella Academy,
Umbrella Academy, you've had
I
a tough
kept
time
falling
getting into.
asleep, but
Yes.
now that I finished the book series, I want to
Yes.
revisit
Yes.
that. I don't know. I can't think of anything right now, but
I
I'm
have a
sure
feeling there was like a DC or Marvel show that you like did that too.
not a Marvel show. I've watched all the Marvel shows and I've enjoyed them all.
Well, that Jupiter show you didn't get into.
I
Which
never
was it?
watched it.
That wasn't bad because it was terrible.
I never watched it. You watched it.
Gotham.
Well,
Gotham. That was one that I know for sure. You did.
hey,
Agents of Shield. Another one.
Agent Shield, 1 episode in, done.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck this show.
Yeah. So there you go. There's the ones I remember.
Gotham, we ended up watching the whole first season,
Yes.
and I watched it with through my eyelids. Allison had to see it through. And Fear the Walking Dead. That's another show I would have hopped out real quick,
Yeah.
but Allison wanted to finish it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some. I mean, if you're not into it, what's the point? You're not.
Yeah.
Into it.
There's plenty of other options.
There's too much options, Mark.
Yeah.
Too many. At this part in our lives,
Isn't Lord of the Rings happening this week? Does that come out this week?
September 2nd or something. Soon.
Oh, okay.
Next
Yeah.
week. It starts next week.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like
Yeah.
I was telling you, you're gonna have She-Hulk, you're gonna have Game of Thrones, you're gonna have the Lord of the Rings show, and then you're gonna have that Star Wars show
Andor.
in the middle of September.
21st. I'm excited for that
All
one.
these shows are gonna be happening at once.
That's fine. I'll be fine with that. I'm excited for Andor.
Yeah, me too. I am excited for that, actually.
A little Star Wars in my life.
So yeah, it's gonna be a lot, man. Andor I'll be watching week to week.
Yes.
I will be watching She-Hulk. I'll be watching Sprung. I won't watch the
Lord of the Rings.
because I gotta watch the movies still. So I'm gonna skip that. And then
House of the Dragon. I think you're
House of the Dragon, I want to get into it. I gotta get Allison. We might wait until the series is close to being done and jump in.
Yeah. Well, I'll keep you updated if it's worth it.
Yeah. Well, I still want to check it out for myself.
Well, I know, but I think like we're better. Like you and I have the same kind of feelings towards Game of Thrones, whereas John is more. It's the greatest thing in the world, and you should watch everything that it puts out and love it extensively without any questions.
Well, you're kind of like that with Star Wars shows. I mean,
Because they're awesome.
we all have our things we're really into.
I mean,
Well, Obi-Wan was a little had some weird moments, but
Ooh, the behind the scenes making of comes out September 8th,
I
Disney
still got.
Plus Day.
Oh, I gotta watch that. I still gotta
That's where
watch.
Thor's coming out on Disney Plus on that day too, September
Yeah,
8th.
I'm very excited to watch Thor again.
Yeah.
I want to rewatch Doctor Strange, and I want to watch.
And Disney Plus has the assembled for Doctor Strange, which is very good.
Nice.
The behind the scenes for that.
Yeah, and I'm so excited for Wakanda Forever. I
still gotta watch Light and Magic too.
Yes, Light and Magic. I want to jump on that. Yes. Yeah. Is it all out? It's like a series.
I don't know. I think it's just like I don't know if it's a series or a one-off. I don't know.
It's a series. I went on there. I think there's multiple episodes, and they're like an hour a piece.
Yeah.
There's like 6 of them or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right, I gotta jump on that. We should wrap this show up, Mark.
Okay.
So we give She-Hulk episode 1 and 8 each.
Yes, we do.
And we'll be back next week.
She-Hulk attorney at law. Don't forget that part. You got to put that little caveat in there.
That's true.
Gush.
If you're listening to us on Podbean, go check out episode 2 of our Dungeons and Dragons episode.
Or if you're not listening to us on Podbean, go download it and listen to us playing Dungeons and Dragons. It's fun.
Yeah.
Brian and I have no clue what we're doing. It's a fun thing to listen to. And Hutzel is totally lost, so it's even funner.
Yeah, I'm downloading the episode right now, and I'm going to listen to it.
And they're short. I think he only makes them like 40 minutes, so they're not super long.
This one's an hour and 11 minutes.
Oh boy, this is a special extended edition
episode. I don't really know. I like his commentary. I love his commentary. Yes. I don't really know how much you could get out of our ending part, because
I don't really know. Like I don't know what actually happened or how it happened.
Our fighting at the end.
Yeah. So we should see how he does all this.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how.
I mean, I'll admit, I'm confused of what's going on with our story.
Me too.
So if you can listen to it and figure it out and tell me what's going on, feel free to, because John had us all pick 5 characters or make 5 characters, and then like we're randomly killing off characters, and we're gonna get stuck with a random character. We don't know who we're gonna get stuck with as our character for the actual story once it starts. This isn't even like the story yet. We're still just like in like prologue before story, chapter 1 stuff.
Yeah. It's because we have so many characters, I can't keep track of it all.
Yes. But I've been very strategic about mine. Like I don't know if you noticed, I was very strategic about where I placed my guys. So that way, like I'm trying to get to, I know John's going to do it something where people are like eliminated quickly, but I'm trying to fight John's plan as much as humanly possible. That's my mission of D&D. I don't think I even play D&D correctly. I know I don't play D&D correctly. My mission is to make John's plans not work and make him have to change things. I don't even think I even pay attention to the story. Like I couldn't tell you what's going on with anything that's going on in the story, but I can tell you how I'm trying to curtail John from doing things.
Well, listening to the podcast has refreshed me, and I have a better understanding what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's a good refresher.
I know there's talons and things and assassins and mercenaries.
We all have things.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted me to be the leader, even though
I didn't.
Mike Dumont makes all the decisions.
Yes. I was like, why is this a terrible idea?
Even you, I'm like, why? You guys could have been the leaders.
I would have been happy to be the leader, but no one wanted me to be the leader.
No, you said no. You didn't want to be the leader.
Well, no, because
it's on audio. I heard you say it, Mark.
I know, because I saw everyone wanting Brian to do it. I'm like, well, this is going to be more fun if Brian's a leader. Because I know he's terrible at it, so let's have Brian do it.
Wow, Mike Dumont's going to be the leader.
Because he was so great as a wizard. He'll be awesome as a leader.
Anytime I made a decision, he looked at me and said no.
Exactly. Because that's how he leads.
Yeah. So therefore,
the proxy leader. The proxy.
Done.
Yeah.
I'm out. All right. Let's wrap this up.
Speaking of being
Like us,
out,
subscribe. We'll
as
see you
always,
next week.
be safe, be well, be kind.
Rewind.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Recording in progress. Hold on. Hold on to your tits.
Let's.
Hold on. I want to bring something up before we go.
Going on your butts.
On your butts. Well, why
Remember,
not?
this is all stuff I have to cut out now because you're taking forever.
You won't. You'll forget. It's okay. You'll just leave it black like you normally do.
Let's leave it just us sitting in here staring at each other. It's on end. Okay, welcome to the show.
That would be hilarious.